Hello and welcome to the lighting section of this Esports Arena video series. In this section, we'll discover how to light the arena by illuminating fixtures, changing their colour and position, changing the gobos, recording your lighting state, and playing back your lighting state. We'll cover the terminology as we work through this video. To start setting up and controlling the lighting fixtures, you first need to power on the fixtures in the arena. You can do that by pressing the off button on the performance lighting switch. After a few seconds, the lighting fixtures will power up and start to move into their default positions. This switch not only powers up the lighting, but also any moving cameras that are located within the lighting rig. This is covered more in the camera video section. Next, you need to move to Gallery 1. Here you'll find the lighting desk, which is similar to the Esports Hub in T205 and the Cadman TV studio. To power on the desk, ensure all the green fused switches in the gallery are powered on. The lighting desk has its own power switch on the back of the unit. After a minute or so, the unit will power up and you'll be ready to begin lighting. To help with the process and for more information, power on the monitor in front of the lighting desk. This screen will give you additional information about the lighting fixtures such as brightness, colour and effects. We would recommend having the large TV screens above you powered on and the cameras pointing to the areas you wish to light. More information about how to power on these cameras can be found in the camera video. The lighting setup within the arena is split into 3 pages on the lighting desk. The first page mainly consists of fixtures to light the gamers and the contributors, with some moving head fixtures. The second page contains just moving heads, and the third page contains just strip lighting under the stages. We'll take a look at these in more detail as we go through them. Next to the lighting desk, you'll find a sheet detailing which fixtures are connected to which faders on the desk. Let's try one as an example. First, we need to ensure that we're on the correct page. In this case, we'll be on page 1. To change the page, use the page up or down keys until the correct page appears in the screen. Before you start altering fixtures, you may need the studio to be blacked out or in complete darkness. This makes it easier to see where your lighting is being positioned. Before putting the studio into blackout, please ensure everyone on the arena floor is aware this is happening and is comfortable with it. To power off the house lights, which are the main overhead lights, to the right-hand side of Gallery 1 you'll find this switch with a circle on it. Hold down the button until the arena goes to complete darkness. Now back at the lighting desk with the correct page selected, let's push up a corresponding fader. In this case, I'll try Fader 2, which illuminates the fixture for one of the player backlights. The higher I push the fader up, the brighter the fixture becomes. The monitor in front of you will display information such as the fader brightness, with 100 being its maximum. I can keep going with these faders 2 to 11 to illuminate each fixture. Next, these fixtures will allow us to do multiple things. Change the position of the light and the colour they produce. Let's firstly take a look at changing the colour. At the minute, they're all their default colour, but to change that, press the colour key to the right of the inbuilt monitor. Here, the screen will now change and show a range of colours. Any with a blue background mean that they're selectable for this fixture. To change the colour of just one of the lights, press the selector key below the fader. The light indicates that this is selected. Then use the touchscreen to press the colour you wish to select. The fixture has now changed colour. To change all the fixtures, you can either select the fixtures individually, or you can press the first and last fixture selection keys at the same time and it will illuminate all of those within that space. Ensure that you only select the fixtures that you wish to change, or you could be changing more lights than you wish. With all the fixtures selected, choose a new lighting colour, and that's it. Finally, we can move them into the positions we need. Their default position will be pointing straight down to the floor. This is referred to as their home position. To change their position, with all the same fixtures selected, press the POS for position key next to the touchscreen. Then use the scroll wheels below the screen to move left and right, up and down until you find the correct placement. As all fixtures have been selected, this will move all lights at the same time. If you only wish to move one fixture, select only the fixture you wish to move. This part can be tricky at first, so take your time and allow the fixtures to catch up with your selection before you move them further. These fixtures are ideal for creating a backlight on the players, so if that's your requirement, it might help to get a member of the crew to sit in a player position to help you establish the correct position of the lights. Once you're happy with the position of your fixtures, you can deselect them by pressing the selector keys again. This ensures you don't make any accidental changes to the setup. And that's it, we've successfully moved the fixtures into the correct positions. Now let's look at the other moving headlights within the arena. There are a few that can be found on page 1. We'll highlight what each fader does near the end of the video, but for now let's move on to page 2 by pressing the page up key until we see 2 in the screen. Here we'll find the circular moving heads and those fixtures in front of the player desks. To illuminate these fixtures, just the same as earlier, as we push the fader up, the fixture will light up. The higher we push the fader, the brighter the fixture gets. The difference with these fixtures is we can create what are called gobos. These gobos are inbuilt shapes that the fixture can create. We can look and select those shapes by first selecting the fixtures, again using the selector keys, then pressing the shape key. Here an array of different shapes will appear on the touchscreen. Different shapes will appear depending on which fixtures you've selected. Any buttons with a blue background are selectable. Pressing those buttons changes the gobo selected. Again, same as before, you can point the fixture to the location you'd like by using the position key. And that's it, we've successfully used the gobos on the moving heads. Let's take a look at what each fader and fixture does. Next on our to-do list, we need to save our lighting state. Once you've set your lights up and are happy with their position, brightness and any gobos, select the record button on the left of the keypad. This will change the desk into playback mode as indicated by this light. Channel mode allows us to change the fixtures as we've just done. Playback mode allows us to save the setup and then recall it. Once in playback mode, the LEDs under each fixture will start to flash. Those that show a solid light instead of flashing mean that that playback is already in use, and so you must use another. There are 99 pages of playbacks available, so if there's no space on the first page, select a different page until you find one you're happy with. Press the button below the flashing LED. This will then stop the flashing, and your playback will be saved. Ensure you make a note of your playback fader number and the page in which you'd saved it to. Then you can press the clear button to put the studio back to darkness. It's now ready for you to either start setting up another lighting state or to power down the lighting. We'll come back to that shortly. To play back either this lighting state or another as you've previously recorded, do the following. Ensure the desk is in playback mode by pressing the fader function key, then go into the page in which your playback was saved and lift the fader. Ensure the fader is all the way to the top. This will now move all of those fixtures into the position you last saved them, along with the intensity of that fixture and any effects saved with it. Once you've finished your lighting, to power down the kit, ensure you've turned back on the house lights by pressing this top button on this switch, then ensure all of the fixtures have their faders down. You can quickly do this by pressing the clear button, which will turn all of the fixtures off. If some of them get stuck on and won't turn off, you can also try pressing the blackout button located at the top right of the console. Then use the power switch at the back of the unit to power down the console. If the rest of the gallery have finished their production, you can also turn off the green fused switches. There are 3 of them within Gallery 1. Finally, power down the lighting rig itself. Go back to the arena and press the off button on the performance lighting panel. After a few seconds, this will power down the lights and the cameras within the rig. And that's it! You've successfully completed the introduction to lighting the arena. For more advanced sessions, such as how to update playbacks or add movement effects to your lighting, keep an eye out for further video releases or sign-up sessions on CISO. For further help and advice, click the link in the description to contact a technician.